Okay, think about this. You wake up, first thing in the morning, eyes just opening. What language pops into your head? Is it your native language?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it English?
Yeah.
For a lot of us learning English, well, it's usually not English, right? And that internal switch, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to unpack how you can actually train your brain to think directly in English. Our mission here is to help you move away from that sometimes clunky internal translation towards speaking English in a way that feels more fluid, more confident, and honestly just faster.
Yeah, and what's really great is that the insights we're looking at today, they come from a leading expert in language acquisition. We've got a whole set of practical, real-world strategies and some really inspiring stories from people who've actually done this. So this deep dive, it's not just about learning a few tricks. It's more about understanding how your brain can adapt, how it can really excel at this.
Right. And the big idea, I think the real core of this whole deep dive, it isn't about getting perfect grammar overnight or, memorizing massive vocabulary lists.
Yeah, not at all.
It's really just about weaving English into your everyday life, making it feel natural, almost like a subconscious part of how you operate day to day.
Exactly. And if we think about the bigger picture here, many English learners, they kind of get caught in what you might call the translation trap or a translation loop.
That's what the loop, yeah.
It's where your brain thinks of something in your native language first, and then it tries to translate it, often word for word, into English before you even try to speak. And that really acts as a major bottleneck.
Oh, absolutely. I completely see that. And the impact is huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It makes speaking feel slow, definitely less fluid. And those moments where you want to jump into a conversation, they can just slip by. I remember the source material mentioned someone learning French. They want to say something really simple like, I'm hungry. But first, they'd think it in English, then mentally translate to French. By the time they were ready,
the moment's gone.
Exactly. The moment passed. It's that feeling of being just a bit too slow to join in naturally.
It is. It's a very common frustration, that constant mental juggling, that translation. It puts a real cognitive load on you, which just slows everything down. But, that brings up the key question, right? How do we actually break free from that loop? How do we bypass that internal translator?
Yeah. How?
Well, the core solution, where the real power lies, is when you start thinking directly in English, even if it's just in small, simple ways at first. That's when you'll notice a massive difference. You stop translating, you find yourself speaking faster.
Right.
And your confidence it skyrockets because you're tapping straight into the language itself.
And this is the part I find really encouraging. This aha moment, this shift in how your brain is processing the language.
Yeah.
It's genuinely possible for anyone.
Absolutely.
Your brain is incredibly adaptable. It can adjust to this. It's like you're building new pathways in your brain, right? Creating a direct mental highway for English. And here's the kicker. You probably already know more English than you give yourself credit for.
That's so true.
You just need to sort of unlock it.
Yeah.
Give your brain the permission, the space to use it differently.
So, okay, how do we actually start this rewiring process? Well, one really effective strategy to begin with is simply describing your actions using a silent self-talk.
Silent self-talk.
Yeah, just starting with very simple, short sentences in your mind as you go about your day.
So like right when you wake up, you might silently think, okay, I'm getting out of bed now.
Exactly.
Or, moving through the morning, I'm brushing my teeth or I'm making some tea. These sound incredibly basic, maybe even a bit too simple.
They do, but that's the beauty of it. These seemingly small sentences, they build a really powerful habit. You're actively forging direct links between the action itself and the English words for it. You're literally embedding English into your real-time experience. It just bypasses that translation step completely.
Right. It cuts up the middleman.
Precisely. And then building on that internal monologue, the next logical step is to actually talk to yourself, either silently or, even aloud if you're comfortable. Describe what you're doing, maybe what you're planning, or just what you're noticing around you. This works great even if you're totally alone. Think about Daniel from Kenya. He was a student, really keen to improve his spoken English, but he didn't really have anyone to practice with daily.
That's a common problem.
It is. So his instructor gave him this simple, but actually quite profound challenge. He said, Daniel, talk to yourself in English, even when you're alone.
I love how practical that is.
Yeah.
Just talk to yourself. And did Daniel actually do it?
He absolutely did. He took it really seriously. So in the mornings, he'd think, or maybe say aloud, okay, today I have a meeting at 9 Liro. I think I'll wear my blue shirt. At lunchtime, this rice tastes pretty good. And even in the evening, he'd review his day like, I worked hard today, feeling a bit tired, no.
Wow. And what happened?
Well, after just 1 month of doing this consistently, Daniel was noticeably faster when he spoke, much more fluent, and his confidence had just soared. He wasn't stopping to translate every single word anymore because he'd started genuinely thinking in English. He'd essentially rewired his internal dialogue.
That's amazing. Daniel's story perfectly sets up this next strategy, doesn't it? An idea of practicing with daily situations.
Exactly. Mentally narrating the common scenarios that make up your routine. You're basically training your brain to automatically label your world, your actions in English.
So, for example, if you're just sitting in your room, you can think, okay, there's a window over there on the left. My table's clean today. I see my books, cup of tea.
Right. Or maybe you're at the grocery store. Right. I need eggs, milk, bread. Where's the rice? Okay, now I'm going to the checkout.
Or cooking dinner. I'm washing the vegetables now. Okay, chopping the onions. Now I'm boiling the rice. Oh, that smells delicious.
Yeah.
The more you practice this, the more automatic it starts to feel. Like you're building this new internal commentary track in English.
And we have another fantastic example of this. Fatima, who was a nurse from Jordan. Now, her English level was actually quite good on paper.
Okay.
But she felt really nervous speaking with foreign patients. She worried a lot about making mistakes. So the advice she got from the source was to prepare in English before her shift started. Thinking or saying things like, okay, I'm wearing my uniform, I'm packing my bag now, I feel ready to help people today.
Like a little mental warm-up.
Exactly. And on her way to work, she'd describe what she saw. The sky looks blue this morning. The road is pretty busy. And after doing this for just 2 weeks, Fatima said she felt significantly more confident. She wasn't freezing up when she needed to speak.
Yeah, that freezing feeling is awful.
It is. And her words just came out faster, more naturally. It shows it's often about using the English you already know, but accessing it in a new, more direct way.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So, moving on, let's explore another really powerful technique. Reviewing your day in English, making it an evening habit.
Yes, this is a great one. Before you go to sleep, just take a few moments to recount your day using simple English sentences.
So you might think something like, okay, today I woke up early, then I cleaned the kitchen, I called my friend later, finished my work. Now I'm feeling tired, time for sleep.
Exactly like that. You can do it silently, just in your head, or even say it quietly aloud, maybe imagining you're telling a friend about your day. It really helps consolidate the day's experiences in English and reinforces those thinking patterns.
And building right on that idea of reflection, another strategy that's incredibly effective and maybe less daunting is writing just a short daily diary entry.
Yeah, we're talking super short, maybe just 2 or 3 sentences in English each evening. It doesn't have to be an essay, just a quick snapshot.
Right. Like, today was a pretty good day. I helped my wife cook lunch. We went for a nice walk in the evening. Feeling peaceful now. Something simple like that.
Perfect. That kind of thing really resonated with Anna, who's a teacher in England. She found that doing these short, consistent entries just made her English feel much more natural over time with less conscious effort. It's all about building that regular, low-pressure touch point with the language.
Okay, now here's one that feels like it directly prepares you for actual conversations.
Yeah.
Asking and answering questions in English.
Yes, this is crucial. You can do it internally, just in your head, or again, aloud if you prefer. Pose simple questions to yourself and then answer them.
So you might ask yourself, what are you doing right now? And answer, well, I'm listening to this deep dive, trying to improve my English.
Exactly. Or, how are you feeling today? I feel a bit tired, actually, but also quite happy. This kind of practice directly primes your brain for real conversations. It helps build that automaticity of question and answer exchanges.
So your responses become quicker, more fluid when you're actually talking to someone else.
Precisely. It makes responding feel much more automatic. That's exactly what Michael did when he moved to the US. Apparently, he was quite shy initially, didn't speak much English, but he started daily asking himself simple questions like, okay, where's the bank? Or how much does this cost? And then answering them.
Just practicing those basic interactions.
Yeah. And within about 6 months, he felt much more comfortable having real conversations. He'd made friends and actually got a better job. And there was Peter, too, who moved to London, apparently had a very similar, really transformative experience doing the same thing.
Those stories really show the power of consistent, simple practice. So let's talk practicality. What does this mean for someone with a really busy life? You might be listening and thinking, look, I just don't have time for extra study sessions.
And that is the real beauty of this whole approach. You absolutely don't need to carve out dedicated study time. The whole point is to integrate these techniques into the small, routine moments that already exist in your day. No extra burden needed.
Okay, how does that work? Give us some examples.
Well, think about checking your phone. Instead of just doing it, you could mentally narrate. Okay, I have 3 new messages. Oh, one is from David. Right, I'll reply after breakfast.
Yeah.
Or making your morning tea or coffee. Okay, I'm boiling the water now. You need 1 spoon of tea. Okay, I'll let it steep for 5 minutes. Even doing chores. Right, I'm sweeping the floor now. The table looks a bit dusty. I'll clean that next.
So these little thoughts, they add up.
They absolutely do. They are real moments of practice. They accumulate and they deeply embed English into your daily rhythm. They create genuine, natural connections without feeling like study.
We've got a couple more stories that really drive this home, haven't we? Sarah, the mother of 2.
Yes, Sarah. Very little free time, as you can imagine. So instead of waiting for some mythical study hour, she just made English part of her cooking, thinking of things like, okay, I need 2 onions for this. Right, I'll cut them slowly. And when cleaning, okay, sweeping the floor now. Table's dusty. These super simple sentences just built up this natural, effortless connection to English for her over time.
And then there was Robert, the factory worker.
Right, Robert. Long shifts, absolutely no time for English classes. But he committed to using just only 5 minutes of his lunch break each day to just think in English.
5 minutes, that's it?
That's it. Thinking things like, phew, I feel a bit tired today. Work is really busy. Just acknowledging his state in English. And after only 2 months of this tiny, consistent micro practice, he found he could speak faster, he could answer questions more naturally at work. And incredibly, his coworkers actually noticed the difference.
Wow, that's impressive from just 5 minutes a day.
It really shows it's not about perfection or long hours. It's about that consistent, simple mental engagement.
And it's interesting, you could even sort of practice speaking even if no one's listening, right?
Definitely. If you have children, for example, you could use simple English phrases with them during homework or meals, like, let's read this together, or could you pass the salt, please? Even if it feels a bit one-sided at first. And if you live alone, no problem. Speak aloud to yourself while you're doing something routine, like folding laundry. Okay, this is my blue shirt. Right, these are my socks. Just the act of vocalizing, even just to yourself, really helps strengthen those mental connections.
Got it. Okay, let's try something else. Let's do a kind of mental walkthrough of a typical day, just to illustrate how you could weave these English thoughts into pretty much every activity, from morning till night.
Great idea. It's about spotting those countless little opportunities that we usually just ignore.
Okay, so waking up, you open your eyes. Instead of just jumping out of bed, maybe you think, I think I slept well. Okay, time to start the day. Feeling a little sleepy still, but ready to move.
Perfect. Then maybe getting ready in the bathroom. Okay, I'm stretching my body now, right? I'll wash my face. Need to brush my teeth.
Breakfast time. Okay, boiling the water. I think I'll make tea this morning. Feeling quite hungry. Yeah, breakfast is important.
Getting dressed. The shirt is clean. I like this color. Yep, these pants are comfortable.
Right. Then maybe you're heading out, commuting, or just walking outside. The air feels fresh today. The road's pretty quiet this morning. Oh, look, there's a man walking with his child.
And then at work. Okay, first thing, need to check my emails. Right, I want to make sure I write this clearly. Okay, I think I'll take a short break soon.
Heading home after work. Right, finished all my tasks. Phew, worked hard today. Wow, this is really busy now.
Dinner prep or eating. Okay, I think I'll cook rice and vegetables tonight. That smells delicious. Yeah, the food tastes really good.
Winding down in the evening, relaxing. Now I can relax. I feel like I did my best today. I actually spoke and thought quite a bit in English all day.
And finally, just before bed. Okay, thank you for today. Right, tomorrow I'll try again. Just step by step. I know I'll speak better English.
That walkthrough really paints a picture of how integrated it can become. So bringing this all together for you, our listener, what's the main takeaway here?
I think the biggest thing really is that you absolutely do not need to be perfect. You don't need to suddenly start using big, complicated vocabulary. The real key, as we've seen from all these strategies and stories, is just consistent daily use of English. In your thoughts, in those simple descriptions of your world around you. You are literally gradually building new pathways, rewiring your brain for English.
And the payoff. It's huge, isn't it? This daily, often low-effort practice makes English start to feel natural. Speaking just becomes easier. And you find that progress happens almost, almost without you noticing it sometimes. It's like this quiet, powerful shift that really unlocks genuine fluency.
So we want to leave you with a challenge. Right now, think about your day. Pick just one small routine. Maybe it's checking your phone, like we said, or making that cup of tea, or maybe just describing your walk from your door to the bus stop. Just pick one. And commit to thinking about that one small thing in English today. And then maybe at the end of the week, just take a moment to reflect. How might that tiny, seemingly insignificant shift, how might it have already started to change your overall confidence and your ease with using English?